Welcome back to the DataStream podcast, and after a little blip where I've dropped out of the solar system and woke up in another world where I had my head chopped off, I ended up fighting dragons. It was really weird. Anyway, now we're back. We don't have Luke with us this week, but we do have a special guest. We have the Griffin Endurance, or the Griff.
Evening.
Unfortunately, nobody from there, so it's just going to be the mysterious voice. You can probably tell when he's talking because none of us are talking.
Yeah.
So, let's dive straight in and find out what he's actually up to and what he does. So, Griff.
Oh, right, okay. Obviously, what I've got sort of going on at the moment, main thing that most people will be aware of is obviously station hysteria. That's quite the big thing at the moment.
Do you want to sort of say what it is for people who have no idea?
Oh, yeah, that's a good point, actually. It's obviously a new map for RPGX, so that's
And RPGX is a mod for Star Trek Voyager Elite Force, the multiplayer component for...
It's also
multiplayer.
standalone as well now, isn't it? So,
Yeah.
With certain packages.
yeah. So yeah, Station Hysteria, I'm going to go ahead and just say the release date, because I do have a release date for it, and that's probably going to be the first thing people want to know.
Drum roll.
Have we got it's going to be April 30th, and it's going to be, if you want a precise time, it'll probably be about 7 o'clock Greenwich Mean Time.
Which year?
Do you mean EST?
I don't want to say the year.
Griffin.
This year.
So, end of the month.
End of the month.
Excellent.
At least the map. There's some stuff that's supposed to come with it, but even if it's not finished, I'm going to release a version of the map on that date. So
there'll be bonus features and things in a subsequent sort of upgrade pack. Update pack.
yeah, I'm going to kind of release it as a, I suppose, open beta. I was originally going to do a closed beta, didn't get round to that, so I'm going to kind of call it version 1. See how it goes, see what sort of feedback I get, and then after that, if there's loads of bugs that need fixing and a few suggestions and whatnot, I'll change it around, then add the bonus content in with it after that. So
I take it you're planning on having like modular things. So, say you have the core map, for example, and then I remember at one point during one of your videos that you made that you were having like the Asteria skin pack for models and various things like that. Is that something that you kind of going to be working towards and working on after that release date?
yeah, ultimately, hopefully the skin pack will be released with the map, so that's at least one thing. I did want to do a bonus map with it, and I've kind of got one in the works, but I don't think it's going to be ready by that date. And obviously the skin pack, you are actually going to be able to just not use it. So if you don't want to use the skin pack for whatever reason, you can actually just, it's going to be in a separate PK3, you can just take that out. And I think the bonus map as well, I'll do that as well, so you can just take that out if you don't want it for whatever reason.
So, any hints what the bonus is going to be?
The bonus map is quite interesting. Is that a good hint?
That means it could be anything, but we know it will be good, so...
Well, I went off the grid for about 6 months last year, and Luke's screen's just gone blank.
I'm still here. I just.
You're still here?
The quality
You're
was
still here,
terrible.
cool.
Yeah.
It's
yeah,
the Scottish
I went off the
internet
grid
connections.
Yeah.
They don't... they've only just had electric.
for candles up until yesterday, was it?
Yeah.
Right, so yeah, I've what was I saying? Yeah, I went off the grid for about 6 months because I literally just started doing a load of basic test maps, just working out every little thing that I could do, and basically the bonus map is going to be a cargo ship. If that's a better hint, isn't it? That kind of gives it away, but it doesn't give away what's going to be in it.
We've got no idea who actually owns the cargo ship, because cargo haulage is an interesting thing, because that's mostly civilian, you'd imagine, apart from the few military hauls.
And medical transports and Ferengis and various things like that. So
Could be a pack-led freighter. That'd be good.
So, once you've got to the station and the bonus all out, what are you sort of planning in the future? Or are you thinking that far ahead yet?
I'm working that far ahead yet.
Are you? Yeah, you're planning on buying that mansion with all the money you'll make out of this? Because you will start selling it. You will start selling it eventually. We know the way these things go. Yeah.
Yeah, I've got the yacht. I've just got to. I've got some down payments on it, just waiting, sort of thing. So I just got to pay the rest of those off. So.
And then you got to keep it fueled.
Yeah, the fuel's the worst bit, I think. But yeah, I have some other stuff sort of lined up, and there's some stuff I'm working on at the moment. But it's all going to depend on pretty much how active RPGX is at the moment. I'm going to limit the download of Asteria to my website alone, so I can sort of monitor how many people are downloading it, and if it's sort of substantial enough. Because it's taken me a year and a half now to develop Asteria. Do I really want to invest another year and a half in something that's only going to reach a small audience? So it's kind of I'm going to see how it goes, sort of thing.
Well, there's not really any places really to put them up. Formerly we had Elite Force Files, which was a very central hub, but the site administrator is no longer able to access it because the back end is so shot, and it's extremely broken and dead, so there's not really a big hub for all the files anymore.
No, I do remember when they were going to take it down completely, and everyone was scattering around trying to get some files.
Backup files, yeah.
I got like a hard drive full of it somewhere.
Yeah, but luckily it got bought up and saved. But that was back in 2009.
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah, because that was when we did our original run of Elite Force Review, which was back in 2009.
Yeah, you did.
I remember watching that on a Sunday. I used to watch it after Top Gear.
See, John, it wasn't just me. It was Griffin as well.
I hope we've sort of improved since then.
Yeah, I mean, that admin of Elite Force Files, I mean, honestly, what has he done?
Well, he
He's
has
not like
actually
some
just
regular
put up
guest
some
or
brand new
anything.
Unity videos, so...
Yeah. Unity over Elite Force Files, oh dear.
Well, like I said, the back end's all shot.
No, we love Luke, really, don't we?
It would be nice if Elite Force Files could sort of work again, because you try clicking on a file and so you got to sometimes refresh it 10 times until you actually get a server that serves at the page, which is quite saddening.
Yeah, but I mean, of course, the other place I could always appear, if it gets a good enough audience, Griffin could be the Last Outpost, for example, if they sort of finalise their downloads page. So, yeah, I think it's got a chance, if you want my opinion. Yeah. I'll write this down. Yeah.
Yeah, just write out a
all
list.
these options and broken options where you don't want to even consider anymore. And of course, there are some great places you could advertise, like on Riser.
Yeah, Files. Elite Force Files.
Well, the audience of Riser would probably really like it, to be impressed.
You know
What do
what?
you
I might
think,
actually
Richard?
just send the file into EFR, see what happens. Just see if anyone does anything with it. It must go into someone's mailbox somewhere. Approve this file or something. Someone must get it.
Yeah. No, I'm sure Luke will be happy to see it. Since we have sort of discussed having you on the DataStream before, Griff, we have mentioned your work on Station Asteria. So yeah, Luke's aware of it. I'm sure he'd be happy to approve it. Whatever admins do.
That's if he can approve.
Whatever
it.
admins
Shut back
do.
end. Yeah.
So, looking back at some of your previous stuff, you were working on an extremely ambitious project, weren't you?
Yes, which one?
There's more?
Yes, there's loads. I always start with an ambitious project, but not all of them are always public. So.
I think John means freelance.
Oh, freelance.
Because we did
yeah, I
have a
remember
very
that.
nice demo of that we got to play through, which had some really great features of actually going back to the previous places.
Yeah, that's actually something that comes with the expansion pack, actually, obviously, because of Virtual Voyager, and I figured out how that works. So it's like you can sort of leave one map and come back to it. It's exactly as you left it. You can travel around and do whatever you want. And I thought, yeah, that'd be a good idea. But it did get to be a little bit too ambitious, I would say.
Because at one point you were going to spin it into its own separate sort of application, weren't you?
Yeah, I'm still looking at that. I've got about 6 different tech demos. I've tried it on Steam. I've tried it on... what else have I tried it on? Unreal Development Kit, Talk 3D, Unity. I've tried it on loads of different engines just to see if it would sort of fit. I haven't found one yet, but maybe it will still happen one day.
The Source Engine 2 will be the one or something.
Yeah, that could be good. When's that coming out? Same time episode 3 of Half-Life?
Yeah, I was about to say. We've got about 1,000 years.
It's on course with one of the others in the series. I'm not quite sure which one, but I think it's going to be tied in with Portal, perhaps? I can't quite remember, but I think
Who wants Portal 3
might
over
be the
Half-Life 3?
next Source version. Really don't know if that's the right...
Yeah, I heard it might be Left 4 Dead 3 or something like that, you know.
Yeah, I'd probably say Left 4 Dead 3.
One of the titles that we don't want, basically. So yeah, we'll see.
Well, if it's a title you don't want, it will be one of these much less played ones, because Left 4 Dead is quite playable, isn't it?
Yeah, even though I don't have it. But yeah.
Did anybody else prefer the first one? For some reason, I preferred the first Left 4 Dead rather than the
I've
second.
not played either, I'm afraid. I mean, I've seen like my brother playing them, but you know, that's really it with me for Left 4 Dead. I do really love Half-Life, however. That is a wonderful game series, which we can go back onto in a moment after, if you want, after I finish with Griffin. You know.
Left 4 Dead 1 be a bit of the Left 4 Dead... I can sort of see where you're coming from with that, because they did change a bunch of the mechanics around with new monsters, and they changed the way the pickups... What pickups you've got.
I thought that... I'm pretty sure Left 4 Dead 2 did have all the first game's missions, am I right?
No. They had a crossover.
The characters
two
from the
games
first
together.
game were in the second game, yeah.
I think they did eventually port the original missions over as well. At least I know they did No Mercy.
I'm sure I've seen that.
It's
I
first
haven't
campaign
kind of
mission.
opened it in a couple of years, I don't know.
You can play the Portal theme song on the jukebox. That's good.
Which Portal theme song?
The one at the Still Alive from the end of the first one.
Yeah, the good one.
Yeah.
They're all good.
I just thought the soundtrack from the second one was good. I like that.
Yeah,
You could download all 3 sort of blocks or whatever called sort of discology or something. It's a download, it's not discs.
Yeah. Cloudware.
Anyway, back to Station
Yes,
Asteria.
back to Griffin. the reason we're here tonight.
So Griffin, are you actually like enjoying working on the map? Because like any project, as we all know and understand, it's a labor of love. You have to keep tirelessly working at it. Has it ever felt like to you at one point it was a chore rather than something that you actually wanted to do, for example?
Yes, twice.
Oh.
Which isn't bad over a year and a half. But one of the times is recently. Obviously, I'm trying to do this skin pack for it, and unfortunately, although I've got all these sort of graphical side textures and skins done, it's all the little script files that you have to make to get it to work with every single character that you can select in RPGX. So that gets very tiring, and that definitely feels like a chore. And the other time was when the map just stopped compiling, and then it just stopped loading. And the moment I had to decide, right, I'm going to have to rip a lot of these features out. And you just sort of look back and go, well, that feature took me about a month. That's coming out. It's just that's the only thing. It's like, no, I don't want that to kind of happen again. That was not nice.
What are you actually using to build the map up in?
What was that?
What are you actually using to build the map?
Obviously, I'm using a combination of VF Radiant, GTK Radiant even.
1.4, 1.5?
I'm using 1.4, I think, of GTK. And the Elite EF Radiant version I've got an old PC Gamer disc from December 2000, I think it was, that has the original GDK on it, and it's the stable version. EF Radiant in pretty much every other version is really unstable and doesn't do anything, always crashing. So I prefer that.
Because I did a mapping for Elite Force thing a couple of years ago, there is actually another alternative you can use. So, Richard and Luke, do you have any more questions to put to our guest?
Well, I was going to say that for the course of like a year and a half, 2 bad times doesn't sound the worst they could be, I must say. I was writing a script for something for like an entire year, basically, and supposing that probably is more creative than sort of mentally challenging than designing a map, because designing a map is kind of fun, I suppose, even if it turns into an annoyance after a while. Writing a script for a whole year, there were a lot of times that I just sort of felt, man, I can't write this, I can't do this. So yeah, it doesn't sound like, even though one of those times sound pretty bad with having to rip out a bunch of features, I suppose it's not the worst it could ever be. I suppose you're pretty lucky, I'll let you know.
Being able to produce something in the end having the results is always a good thing, because in your case you managed to produce your small clip.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah, I suppose you are right. Yeah, as long as releasing anything at all is better than not doing it, I think.
Yeah, it can bring about either closure for the project or a renewed enthusiasm, because you then get spurred on with encouragement.
Mm-hmm.
And it kind of builds up the hype as well.
Yeah. But yes, it's great that you're releasing this, Griffin, and I'm sure it won't disappoint. It looks like a wonderful map, indeed.
Well, there is one problem you're probably going to have. Because I haven't done the closed beta yet, I have a suspicion that there could be an issue with server load problems. Because I have done a bit of testing on my own, and that's the main one I'm going to be looking out for. And the only way I can fix that is to take more out of it. So that's why I am sort of releasing it as an open beta first, because I have a funny feeling that you'll get, say, over a certain number of people and with effects going on and whatnot.
How many people are you going to... What's the maximum number you're going to sort of test?
That's going to be down to the groups, role-playing groups. Obviously, I'm going to send it out, let them have a little play with it, see what they think publicly, and then I'll find out the exact figure then. I think it's going to be... I think you could probably get about 12, 16, 18 people on there quite comfortably if you wanted to. But
I don't think you'd probably have more than them.
Well, that's good then. We're all right. As long as people don't go over the top with... I know you obviously have like effects that you can have, like sparks and explosions and stuff and whatnot going on. That tends to add to the problem. So if you do a lot of that, it does tend to just crash, which isn't very good. So we'll see how it goes. We'll see what the role-playing groups out there think of it, and if it's too much of a hindrance, and I can just take a few bits out. Don't want to, but we'll see.
Although, to be honest, I mean, I would want to sort of suss the whole thing out in a single player anyway, because of all the amazing features that are part of it. I think it's, from what I have seen on your YouTube channel, Griffin, it seems like a very big and great fun map to be on. And, basically, I mean, what you take out, nobody else will have had in the first place, yeah? So in a way, it's it's not quite as bad. But yeah, I mean, I do understand why you might get annoyed having to rip some stuff out. But I think it's going to be huge success.
Let's hope, eh?
And if you
I'm
haven't
pessimist
actually seen those trailers, why not go have a look at them?
Attention, Shuttle Pod 1 is departing. Lowering docking arm. Force field established. Doors opening. Docking arm extending. Disengaging docking clamps.
So,
Absolutely.
is that kind of? Is there anything else you want to tell us about it, Griffin?
Is there anything? If I assume you've obviously all been watching my channel for the most part. So, is there anything that hasn't been featured in there? Not really. I think it pretty much covers it. It's kind of, if you've watched my channel, you know exactly where it's at the moment. So,
Well, yeah,
it's
that's
not anything I've been hiding. But there is Easter eggs. I have Easter eggs in all my maps. I always hide loads and loads and loads of Easter eggs. I had to scale down with these ones to save a bit of resources, but it's kind of in one place.
So they're quite major Easter eggs in some cases.
Yeah, they'll be good fun. They'll be good fun to find.
good. Yes, it's going to be great.
Awesome. So, what's kind of like the one feature that's currently in the map that you're looking forward to users and players and RPGXers using? Is it like, you've got the rec room, you've got obviously your shuttle bay, you've got the armory. What's the kind of one area or feature that you're really looking forward for people to play with?
I would probably say the damage system. That's the main thing. Because originally when I went to do the map, there was I went into the map with, I think it was 3 main things I wanted to do. I wanted to have shuttle pods that could actually be launched and you could see them launch and fly off. The second thing I wanted was AI, like an AI in it. That feature got seriously cut back. And the third one was the damage system. And although I've had to taken quite a bit out of that, really, a bit too much more than I wanted, because I originally had different parts to the reactor that you could use to start it all up, and there was dual reactors, so you could have different bits going on and different damages, areas that could get damaged, so engineers could run around and do things and actually do something, like literally respond to the map. That's something I've always found about RPGX maps, is that they're a little it's much more user imagination, respond less to what the map's giving you, which is all right, but I wanted to add more sort of something's going on over here, go and sort of deal with it automatically, and it'll give people
The
stuff
only
to do.
problem you might get with something like that,
Overuse.
yeah, every time somebody uses that map the storyline will always be the same.
We're under attack by the Borg.
Yeah. With the imagination, you're very much open to anything. When you've got the features, people won't use the imagination quite as much. The expert storytellers won't find that much of a problem, but it's the people who struggle to come up with the ideas generally. So, for example, if you have a map where you can have a Romulan warbird appear on the view screen, everyone who uses that, who's not really pretty much thought into it, will have a Romulan warbird in their story at some point.
Yeah, but I think if you get a good CEO for it, I'm sure.
Yeah, the good storytellers, it's not a problem with. It's the people who aren't naturally really good at fostering a good story and coaxing them along, and so it's those sort of smaller people who aren't that comfortable with sort of stretching the imagination.
Yeah, I think it's probably going to have that problem, but I suppose one thing I could always do after the release of this sort of open beta is I could maybe do one of the things I was thinking of doing is doing like a scaled down version, taking some of the more advanced stuff out and leaving it sort of more sort of as a traditional RPGX map with less of the sort of these sort of things in them, so you could just use it for whatever you wanted.
Yeah, that could work, but I myself probably looking forward to definitely the shuttles and probably the damage stuff as well. Probably something that has been sort of missing from a lot of other maps.
Well, you don't have very many creators doing much now because there isn't the big community backing that you had sort of 5-10 years ago that were producing. You've lost a great number of the big sort of producers.
Yeah, but I am glad Griffin is producing this. As in, it's a very high quality map, which is not just sort of texture improvements.
Well,
or sort of aesthetic
think of it this way. Let's try a graph or something then. Here we've got the number of maps coming out. Okay. Okay, we actually start down here. So I'm trying to work out how to do this. It doesn't really work in a line.
Editing, John. We can do an editing.
Yeah.
Don't worry.
Okay. Well, at the
Here
start,
is
you
a
had,
picture of a grass.
at the start, you had a large number of maps coming out, but of low quality. As time's progressed, it's gone. The number of maps have gone down, but the quality's gone up.
Yes. Which is what I think this is, Griffin. It's it looks like it could be very good fun to play on, even as a single player thing. Because I used to role play.
It could be one of the
lot more.
last of the large high quality maps even produced.
Yeah, the sheer
Depending
scale
on
of
how
it.
much enthusiasm and energy people have in the future.
What appeals to what about it sort of that appeals to me is the fact that it seems so big that I feel like I can just go in there and discover something new every time. Yeah, I don't want, even though I'd like to know what some of the features are. I don't want to know like where to find them or how to use them or whatever. I'd love to just go off, spend ages on it, which I will. Sort of playing all the features and going and finding out about all of this good stuff. I like the sheer sort of scale of it. Yeah, how we can just go into it and something awesome will happen. Yeah. And I have just sent the conversation into a coffin.
Thank you.
I was just thinking, shall we round off this section and move along to the next?
Yeah. Like, what are we doing right now?
So, Richard, competition time.
It's competition time! Woo! Yeah. We can edit that bit out. We'll edit that bit out.
So elaborate. What competition have you got?
We are running an April competition. Basically, on Riser, we like to run a competition every month to allow users to kind of feel like that we, the people who run Riser, are giving back to the community. So this month we tend to do. I don't know what my webcam's doing, by the way. It keeps going dark and then suddenly light. I don't know what's up with it. So this month, as always, we like to do our hashtag competition. It's the best way to do it for us. So this month's hashtag is I love Riser. So just send out a post on Riser with I love Riser on, and you'll be entered into a competition.
And what are some of the great prizes people can win?
Well, John, I'm glad you asked, because there are some fantastic prizes on offer. We have got a free upgrade of your account. Yes, that's right. We have premium accounts, and you'll get a free upgrade. And that means you get an admirability account. Ooh. We are also giving out a verified member status. We are also giving access...
A free leaked copy of Station Asteria, right from Griffin Endurance, hacked right into his account and stolen from his computer.
Griffin, your move.
Oh, this is a difficult one. Good luck.
What else can people win then?
Well, we're also giving access to our development site, where we're starting to build up our rank system even more, which I'll kind of explain a little bit later on. We're also giving away our usual Star Trek goodies as well. And as a little extra bonus, we are going to be giving away a Star Trek replica communicator from any era of the winner's choice. And it
Okay, I am kind of interested now.
Yeah, so if
you have your big collection, which you've stolen off all the different species and races and things.
Yeah, but they're over there actually. Yeah, but they're not like real communicators. They're just kind of badges,
They're similar.
Yeah, I'm glad to have them. I am glad to have them.
So yeah, it would be I don't know what the lead time is for those. So stupid webcam, but it will be sent out to whoever wins the competition. It's done via a random name generator, and we will select 3 winners. The first person will obviously win the big prizes, and then the other 2 will also get a free upgrade of their account, because we're feeling kind and generous. And as I said before, all you need to do, go to www.startrekriser.com, log in. If you haven't logged in or register, Luke Griffin, and
I'm doing it now.
Good. And just post a message saying I love Riser. You're entered. It's easy as pie.
So I take it people are going to be able to connect with Griffin on Riser then.
Yeah, do it. It's awesome. I mean, something that's kind of been very, very proud of that we've managed to get in is the pages and groups features. I'm starting to see a lot of pages popping up, starting to see quite a few groups popping up as well. A lot of people using Riser to just kind of show their geekiness. It's awesome. I'm just seeing many posts about life in Star Trek, about how people got into it, about how their parents started watching it and then they started watching it. Various other groups that are out there as well. It's starting to be what I envisioned it to be, a genuine Star Trek community where there's no preconditions, there's just no, what's the word, someone please?
Restrictions.
Yeah, there's no restrictions, there's no there's just, Star Trek fans, they've finally got a place where it's been built for them, rather than having to go to Facebook and use what Facebook abilities have got to make Star Trek fit for them. So I'm feeling very proud, which is going to lead me on, segue, into our rank system. By God, I spent months working on this. It's been a tedious job. It's been a chore, Griffin. It's been a chore.
Can I have a good rank?
Maybe.
That's what Griffin's interested
Can I be let's think for rank, that'd be good. How about Supreme Commander of the Universe? Is that a rank that's possible there?
I could give you ensign. That's probably about it. So,
Janitor?
Ensign? That's
Yeah.
terrible.
Corridor janitor? Was that a rank?
that's more of a job title than a rank, really. So, yeah, and really, I've only got cadet, and then it's just nothing. So, keep you at a cadet if you like.
Actually, I think cadet would be better than ensign. I don't know why. I know that
It's
doesn't
like
make
you're
any sense because
graduating.
ensign is above cadet, but cadet you get to do cool things, you're learning, you don't have all the responsibilities, you're just sort of running around the academy and doing stuff. I think that'd
Do
be
you know
more
what
fun.
Do you know what I think is the worst rank? Lieutenant junior grade.
Yeah, definitely. That's like,
Well-
you're not quite there. You're like, I'm a lieutenant junior grade.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was my rank on Star Trek Dauntless. I feel rubbish now. I was promoted to that from ensign. Fine.
Luke, you're not even on Riser, so I can't even bully you about your rank. So
Yeah, that's probably a good thing. Well, you could give me a rank of, I don't know, bowler hat.
no.
Bowler
I
hat,
can't-
red bowler hat is instead of a red shirt. I don't know.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I can't change the names of the ranks themselves. I can assign you the standard Star Trek ranks, but I can't kind of make them come up. Well, I could, but I
Okay.
won't.
Yeah, we understand. Yeah.
Depends on if you're allowed access into them.
Oh, on the development side, maybe. Yeah, I'll do it there, but not on the live site. So, but yeah, what we're working on at the moment with the development site is something that we wanted to do is have the ability to kind of change what color your rank is and what type of rank you're using. So, for example, have the standard gold, the teal, the red, so you can choose what color that will be, and that will show up in your profile as you view it, and then also have the ability to view other ranks. So have like a Klingon rank, for example.
What about grey?
Could potentially have grey if you wanted grey. I don't know why you want grey, but you could potentially have
Oh,
grey.
grey's the colour for sort of renegades that still follow protocols, isn't it?
Could potentially add grey in. I don't know. I haven't worked on it in a while, but I could potentially add grey in. And obviously, we could even add the provisional ranks as well, if we wanted to. Just kind
Lieutenant junior grade. Yeah.
of provisional.
Oh, yeah, that's even worse. Yeah. Lieutenant junior grade provisional.
Absolutely. Thanks, Star Trek Voyager, for the provisionals.
Well, so you sound pretty busy, Rich.
Yeah, it's very busy, but also, recently we launched an Android app for Riser. That's been very popular. We've had lots of users using that on a regular basis, so that's absolutely fantastic. It's in the Google Play Store thing. We are working on an iOS app. I'm trying to work on it. I need an iOS app for this because I am dying without one.
Why don't you upgrade to a Android phone?
Because I'm not stupid.
Oh!
I'm an Apple man. I have an iPhone, as you can see. This be an iPhone, and then this be an iPad. I am an Apple man. To prove it's an
But you're
iPad, I'll
using a
use-
Windows 8 laptop.
Yes, indeed. I can't afford to have the MacBook as well.
Oh dear. Well, that's Apple for you. I'm sorry. Yeah.
Price
Unaffordable.
premium.
Give it time. I'll have one.
See,
So, Luke, are you keeping busy?
Data wasn't an iPod, he was an Android, so I thought you'd sort of go with Android, just because, Android. But
I thought of
maybe
it that way.
Android end up making data.
Do you know what these two things are? Do you know what Apple and Android are? They're little square thingies that are the colour of dark chocolate, but they don't give you as much pleasure because all they do is they go flicky, flicky, flicky and make you sad.
Well, here's something. Google recently got a lot of robotics stuff they bought up.
Yeah, I read that. Yeah, I read about that. It
There we
was,
go. There we are.
Yeah, it's quite interesting. They over the past, I think it's 2 years, they've bought into 8 different robotics companies, spending over $8 billion, which is about £5 million or something, investing in these various robotic companies. And and the robotic companies have entered like competitions and things like that. It's been really quite successful for them.
So, I mean, no, it's an Android. So, never know. But yeah, so that's what's happening with me on Riser.
Luke, are you keeping busy?
If my webcam quality will behave. Well, I kind of am. I am currently in my school holidays, my Easter school holidays, in the middle of the first of 2 weeks. So I'm just been kind of relaxing. I've not really done much else apart from this. So yeah. However, on the DataStream, which was supposed to be on the 27th of March, a few weeks ago, but that was delayed and whatever. That was the one which was 3 days after my birthday, and so this is the first opportunity I have had to show you some of the little trinkets I received.
Well, we might not be able to see them with your current quality.
Well, hang on. Let me turn my camera off, right, and then I'll turn it back on again. We'll see if that does
Technical
anything.
Adjustments.
Yep. Just
Hit
give
it
it a
with
moment.
a hammer.
I will just prepare all of my little.
Disappeared. There we go.
Okay, right. Well, it's not any better, so who cares? Right. So,
But
basically,
your sound's better though.
okay, that's good. Sound was bad. Oh no. Right. Anyway, so one of the things I got was a nice new mouse.
What'd you feed it?
Children. No. Yeah.
Don't you count as one?
I
was just thinking that.
No, right. I also got a new mouse mat, which kind of goes with the mouse, as you might imagine. I got this thing, which
That was a gaming headset.
which I will now answer the question, which is about to follow, probably from Rich. The reason I am not using it now is because
You sound fine.
the microphone on this camera is pretty good anyway. Oh look, the quality's cleared up. There we go. The microphone on this webcam is good enough, and I'm sort of a bit less restricted without that thing on. However, when I'm being hardcore gaming and stuff, yeah, that's.
Well, I've got my blue Yeti that lives in front of me for my recordings.
And
Definitely hands-free.
I also received some nice software. Ooh.
Oh wow, awesome.
So yeah, that's not too bad. I have made something with that for some daft school thing recently, which none of you lot have seen, thankfully, and you're never going to. But
Until now, because we've just hacked your computer. And
All right.
here is the image now.
Triggerangry.exe lost connection to reality. No, anyway, so that's what I got. Also, on Sunday, I went up to a place in Scotland called Pitlochry, because I live in Scotland, for all of you people who do not know that. And well,
And so
those
we
who
made a
don't know
joke
where
about his
Scotland
internet
is.
earlier.
yes.
Yeah. For those who don't know where Scotland is, it's like where England is, who's got a top hat on. So it's basically the top hat of England. If you don't know where
He
England
doesn't
is,
like England anymore and wants to become separate.
yeah,
We're sort of glued on.
basically, yeah, basically they want to kind of take.
That's a topic for another time. But anyway, so
We've
while I was
had the
up-
Scottish independence debate already in a previous podcast.
Yeah. As we draw closer to that date in September, if the data stream is still going by then, which it probably will be, yeah, I can have a good old rant about it then. But right now, while I was up in Pitlochry, staying in a restaurant with rooms, so basically, I will let you guys guess what a restaurant with rooms is.
Hang on. Is it a B&B?
Well, basically, it's a restaurant, and upstairs are a bunch of hotel-like rooms, which is nice. So we got
Isn't
nice
that
breakfast.
just a hotel with a restaurant?
No,
Which is a standard
no.
hotel.
It's technically called a restaurant with rooms. Call it what you will. However, there was a restaurant downstairs.
An inn.
Our room was upstairs. So yeah, nice breakfast, nice dinner, whatever.
Okay,
Lots of
certainly an inn
shops.
then, because they will have a bar downstairs and rooms upstairs.
Yeah. Anyway, so lots of shops in Pitlochry. Well, lots of shops, charity shops, whatever. And I was in a bookshop, and I stumbled across this. This is the 4 Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy books in one book. It's quite big. And, well, I have not actually read the books before, but I actually first saw the television program from 1981, I think it was.
What about the film that they did a few
I have
years
seen
back?
the film, but it's not as good. It's not as true to the original, from what I've heard. Of course, it was originally a radio show, but I thought I'd pick that up. Be a good thing to maybe read, and I've started reading, and I am enjoying it. It is a good, fun story. I think there is a 5th book, and I think there is a 6th one as well, which wasn't written by Douglas Adams. But I think they probably released it as those 4 because they were the ones that were written consecutively. Because I think the 5th one was maybe written 6 years later. So yeah, that's basically what I bought. So yeah, I've started reading that, and that's been good fun. Another birthday thing that I forgot to mention was this.
Spider-Man 3, the PC game. Awesome.
Yes.
Is it good?
It is good fun. Yes. Not as good as Spider-Man 2 on the PS2. We won't have this debate for too long. But it's good fun. But yeah, really the book was what I was telling you about. So that's really all I've been up to. I feel like I'm forgetting something, but I don't think I am.
There's always next time.
Yeah.
So, to wrap up then, as I sort of mentioned at the beginning, I fell off the face of the solar system and ended up somewhere else. So, if you didn't get that reference, that was I've discovered Skyrim, and sort of that's been soaking up all my time, and during the last DataStream, I actually ended up elsewhere. I got waylaid that day, so sorry about that. But I wasn't the only one, so there weren't enough people to even make a full set.
Yeah, guys, this is 3 days after my birthday, and this is how it goes. Fine, just fine,
But things are now going back on track, and Legacy is going to be continuing its journey, and we have reached the original series era. Woo! So that will be continuing now on Fridays. This is getting uploaded, and you can join us again for another data stream where we might be back to our usual groupings on the 24th.
Yes, and check out Ryza for Rich, and if you're really so bothered, you can check out my YouTube channel. You can probably guess what it is. That's right, it's Trigger Angry.
So until next time, have fun.
Bye.
All right.
Au revoir.